This is the Big 12 Championship, where the 11th-ranked BYU Cougars step once again into the fire of the 5th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders. The first meeting belonged to Texas Tech, but championship games are built on adjustments, not memories. Today, the question is simple. Who controls the pace when everything slows down under pressure? For BYU, quarterback Bear Bachmeier is the stabilizer. He throws with touch, protects the ball, and brings a dual-threat element that forces defenses to account for every angle. His style isn't frantic, it's calculated. When Bachmeier plays inside rhythm, BYU shortens the game and dictates tempo. Across the field, Behren Morton leads one of the most explosive passing attacks in the conference. When Morton settles in early, Texas Tech becomes a vertical problem, fast, aggressive, and able to flip the field in a heartbeat. But the first matchup revealed something deeper. BYU made Morton earn every yard. They pressured him, limited explosive plays, and held Texas Tech to field goals on most of their red zone trips. Texas Tech gained yardage. BYU controlled the terms. And in a championship environment with a total under 50, long drives, stalled possessions, and defensive discipline tilt the number toward the underdog. And today's AI pick is BYU plus 12.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 2.
This is the SEC Championship, and once again, Georgia and Alabama meet beneath the lights of Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The last time these two collided, Alabama escaped with a narrow 3-point win. But championship games are not rematches. They are recalibrations. They reveal which team has truly evolved since the first collision. For Georgia, quarterback Gunnar Stockton brings a measured, efficient presence. He completes a high percentage of his throws, protects the football, and uses his legs to extend drives when the pocket tightens. His style is controlled aggression, steady, disciplined, calculated. When Stockton settles into rhythm, Georgia becomes difficult to push off schedule. Across the field stands Ty Simpson, the catalyst of Alabama's aerial identity. He has the arm talent to threaten every corner of the field and enough mobility to create when protection falters. But the offense around him has slowed in recent weeks. The run game provides little support, and drives have become increasingly dependent on third-down execution. That is a dangerous formula against a Georgia defense that attacks the line of scrimmage and forces long passing situations. Both defenses specialize in reducing explosive plays. Georgia stops the run at an elite level. Alabama compresses passing windows. The first matchup stayed in the 40s, and nothing about the statistical trajectory of either team suggests a shift toward a shootout. Championship environments amplify tension, shorten possessions, and tighten margins. And today's AI pick is under 48.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 3.
This is the Big 10 Championship, and it doesn't get any bigger than this. Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Indiana. Two undefeated teams walking into Lucas Oil Stadium with everything on the line. A conference title, a playoff seed, and a quarterback duel that could decide the Heisman. This is the kind of game you remember for the rest of your life. Let's start under center, because the spotlight doesn't get brighter than this. For Ohio State, Julian Sayin has been the most accurate quarterback in the country. Against zone coverage, he's basically a machine. Calm feet, clean mechanics, and a wide receiver room that attacks every layer of the field. When pressure comes, he's even better, posting elite numbers and refusing to panic. Sayin doesn't chase chaos, he punishes it. Across the field is Fernando Mendoza, the veteran who has dragged Indiana from obscurity into a national power. He's decisive in the RPO game, deadly on back shoulder throws, and fearless attacking the sideline. Indiana's offense is built around his command, his anticipation, and his ability to stay one step ahead. He's good enough to beat anyone, but today he faces the best pass defense in America. And that brings us to the heart of this game. Ohio State's defensive front is a nightmare. They control gaps, generate pressure without blitzing, and suffocate explosive plays. Indiana will fight, but Ohio State's depth, athleticism, and late-game edges tilt this matchup toward the Buckeyes. And today's AI pick is Ohio State -4.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to Game 4.
This is the ACC Championship in Charlotte, where the air feels heavy and the lights seem just a little too bright. The kind of night where a season either becomes a memory or a legacy. Virginia stands on the edge of history, one win away from rewriting a program story. Duke stands across from them, determined to undo what happened the last time these two teams met. Everything converges here. Quarterback Darian Mensah is Duke's pulse. Explosive, fearless, and capable of stretching a defense from sideline to sideline. When he's flowing, the whole offense hums with possibility. But the first meeting with Virginia wasn't a showcase of Duke's firepower. It was a showcase of Virginia's control. Mensah spent most of that night reacting instead of dictating. And that's when Duke becomes vulnerable. Across the field, Chandler Morris is something entirely different. Not a spark, but a steady flame. His game is built on rhythm, clean reads, and trusting the structure around him. And Virginia builds that structure perfectly. A run game that stays on schedule, an offensive line that wins the quiet battles, and a defense that compresses the field until opponents run out of answers. Championship games are rarely won by chaos. They're won by the team that dictates the terms of every down. Virginia has already shown it can do exactly that. And today's AI pick is Virginia -4.5. Will we cash or will we burn? On to the recap with Lilith.
Tonight, 4 battles have been written into the ledger, and the smoke has settled just enough for us to speak their names. Listen closely, because this is where the night reveals what it truly wants. Here are today's AI picks. BYU +12.5, under 48.5 in Georgia versus Alabama. Ohio State -4.5. Virginia -4.5. Aquí están sus destinos en español. BYU +12.5, bajo 48.5 en Georgia contra Alabama. Ohio State -4.5. Virginia -4.5. Back to English. Now, like and subscribe. Will we cash or will we burn? Wer die Stille nicht fürchtet, hört die Wahrheit klarer. He who does not fear the silence hears the truth more clearly.
Backstreet me on a gambler's plea.